On today's Daily Strike, Canada wins the Four Nations face-off in overtime and the Lightning practice again. This is the latest news and notes on the Tampa Bay Lightning for Friday, February 21st, 2025. I'm Steve Versnick. The Four Nations face-off final was Thursday night in Boston between the U.S. and Canada. Canada took an early 1-0 lead. The U.S. scored twice to take the lead. Canada would then tie it at 2. It went to overtime, and while the U.S. had its chances, Jordan Binnington stood tall in net for Canada. Braden Point then beat Jack Hughes down the ice to draw an icing call on the United States. Connor McDavid won the faceoff and ultimately was left alone in the slot, and Canada wins the tournament 3-2 in overtime. Team Canada was led by head coach John Cooper. Braden Point, Brandon Hagel, and Anthony Cirelli all earned gold medals. Jake Gensel was on Team USA. He is tied for second in the tournament with 3 goals. While the final was Thursday, the Bolts were also back at practice again. Assistant coach Jeff Blashill talked about maintaining the momentum from winning 4 straight before the break in play.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard with the gap, to think it's going to be this pure momentum like you would if you kept playing. But I do think just you feel better about yourself when you've won those 4 games against division opponents and you look in the standings and you're in a better spot. I think that gives you confidence. And now we can kind of start this next, kind of the end of the year run here with looking at the standings and saying we're in a solid spot. Now, you can't come out of this thing and not be ready. You got to make sure you're ready to go because you got to keep going. It's going to be a tight run right to the end. But, we've focused all year on building our team and building our game, and hopefully we can continue that.
Nick Paul on getting back to the same hockey they were playing going into the break.
We knew going into the break that we needed to get some points to put us back up in the standings, and that's what we did. So, we rest our body, we put ourselves through. We try to play it like playoff hockey series and just get to the end. We're out here back on the ice. We're feeling good, and we're just trying to get back to that hockey we ended with.
Defenseman J.J. Moser will return to the lineup on Sunday. He talks about what they won out of the final 27 games.
I think the most important right now for that period leading up to the postseason is just to get into a groove. I think that's what postseason is all about. Who has the best momentum going into the postseason, and then just keeping that going. And I think that's what we have to build in those last 2 months, and then be ready for that postseason.
Zemgus Girgensons on what this break does for them.
I think it's huge on the body and the mind just to get that little break. I think it's a little different this year. The break's a little longer, so usually you get those days off and then you kind of jump right back in. And those first couple of games are tough, but I mean now we got some practice. We got some good hard 2 practices, so it should make it a little bit easier to get back into it.
After 2 days of practice, the Lightning reassigned forward Gabriel Fortier to the Syracuse Crunch. He was called up as the Lightning were short forwards in practice, but now the 4 forwards playing in the Four Nations face-off will return this weekend. The Lightning have today off after those 2 days of practice. They'll practice again Saturday, and then they'll host the Seattle Kraken on Sunday evening. Puck drop scheduled for 6 p.m. Eastern. Our radio pregame coverage gets underway at 5:30 on 102.5 The Bone and the Lightning mobile app. You can watch the game on the FanDuel Sports Network.
This day in Lightning history.
It was on this date in 2019.
Bogosian on another counter. Delivers it in. Evan Rodriguez plays the puck right circle. A feed to the slot. Bogosian off his stick and the Lightning counter on odd man rush. Tyler Johnson down the left wing at center. Across the blue line left circle in front for Kucherov. Score! 100 points! Nikita Kucherov! And his 30th goal! And we're tied at 1 with 8:50 left in the second.
It was the 4th time a Bolts player hit the 100-point mark in a season, and Kuch was the first to do it multiple times. And it took him only 62 games that season to reach the 100-point total. He would finish with 128. That would be the franchise mark until last season when Kucherov scored 144 points, including 100 assists. A new Bolts beginning presented by Brandt is out as we take you to Minnesota to see where it all started for Lightning defenseman Ryan McDonough. You can watch this on the Lightning's YouTube channel now. Syracuse Crunch return home to face the Toronto Marlies tonight following their 4-game road trip. Syracuse will face Laval tomorrow night as well. Orlando Solar Bears' 10-game point streak was snapped. They lose 4-1 to the Jacksonville Icemen. Aaron Luchuk was the lone Orlando goal scorer, while Ryan Fanti made 21 of 25 saves. The Solar Bears are off until Wednesday night when they host the Icemen once again. Happy birthday to former Lightning defenseman Ian Cole, who played 78 games in the 2022-23 season. He scored 3 goals and added 14 assists. Dave Mishkin and Greg Linelli will host Lightning Power Lunch today at noon Eastern, getting you ready for the Lightning and Kraken game on Sunday. You can listen in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, X, and YouTube by following @Bolts Radio. If you missed the live stream, you can download it in your favorite podcast app and listen anytime. Thank you for listening to the Daily Strike for Friday, February 21st, 2025. I'm Steve Versnick, where every day is hockey day.